My name is Miss Gella, and I'm an early elementary teacher, and I'm super excited because I get to read the origin story of the digital reading game Dreamscape. If you've never heard of Dreamscape, it's not only free for teachers, but a fun and exciting virtual world where students can practice critical reading skills within the game. My students loved it and begged to play it every day, but now let's jump into the book that gives us the backstory of the game and its characters. This is Spider Bots Rising. Chapter 1, The Raid. The metallic clicks were coming from every direction. The sharp sound of clenching pincers pierced the air. Hundreds of robotic legs scuttled across the ground. The dream seeker crouched low in the mouth of a mirage storage unit, listening. By now, she was used to hiding between the inert jaws of these great ferocious monsters. She knew they wouldn't snap shut on her unless she tried to steal the mirage within. The blue tongue squelched beneath the weight of her boots. She wiped fog from her helmet visor. Then, slowly, she peered around the side of a large curved fang and looked out. Spider bots were crawling over every surface of the dwell, each one an 8-legged machine the size of a large dog, each one identical to the others. Their dark chrome bodies glinted in the moonlight. Their glowing red sensors stared blankly, scanning as they moved. How many were there? 25? 50? They scaled walls and mirage trees. They skittered across swirling reverie pools. The dream seeker watched one spider bot climb into a car-sized rubber duck. The bot gripped the plastic yellow head in its 4 legs and squeezed until it popped. The spider bot moved on quickly, and the low hiss of air was lost in the din. This was the biggest raid on a single dwell the dream seeker had ever seen. Usually, spider bots only performed raids in groups of 3 or 4. It wasn't normal to see them swarm in such numbers. Even stranger was the fact that this was becoming common. Reports that these swarms were coming in from all over the dreamscape. Spider bots were showing up at dwells in record numbers, and they were taking what they wanted. That's the other weird thing, the dream seeker thought. They only seem interested in stealing imaginanium. Why? Everyone knows spider bots are thieves. It's in their nature, their most basic coding down to the 0s and 1s. Usually that means they take anything they can get their pincers around. Imaginanium, yes, but also mirage, candy, gold, ticket stubs, jellyfish heads, anything. Now they only seem interested in imaginanium. As the dream seeker watched, the spider bots surrounded a row of tall imaginanium tanks. Then they set to work. Using quick and exact motions, the bots connected the tanks to a hose. Then they linked that hose to the smaller tanks built into their own metal bodies. With a loud clink, the bots opened the valves. The imaginanium began to drain. Each bot filled its tank with a sparkling golden liquid. Then it stepped neatly to the side, and the next bot began. Soon, almost all the spider bots had filled their tanks. The dream seeker had seen enough. She had seen for herself that the stories were true. She stood up slowly, ready to make her quiet escape. A sudden flash of red light stopped her in her tracks. Every spider bot head had spun in her direction. Hundreds of red sensors glowed with cold, focused energy. A shiver ran up the back of the dream seeker's neck. But the bots remained perfectly still. It was as though they were waiting for something. But what? Then all at once, the swarm was flooding towards her. It was a giant mass of pointed metal and flashing lights. The clatter of their sharp legs grew louder and louder as they came closer. The dream seeker tensed inside her escape suit. She bent her knees and lifted her chin, ready for the fight. But then, just as quickly, the spider bots were running past her. They streamed by on either side, blurs of silver, gold, and red. She twisted to watch them over her shoulder. The imaginanium sloshed and glittered in their tanks as they went. In a moment, the last one was disappearing into a distant cloud bank. Then all was still. The dwell was empty and silent once more. Someone called them back, thought the dream seeker. Or something. But what was it? Or who? And what in dream's name is going on around here? Lost in thought, she began walking back towards the center. Tiny white clouds puffed up from each heavy step. The wide, dark sky stretched overhead. And that is the end of chapter 1. Thanks for reading along, and stay tuned for chapter 2 of Spider Bots Rising. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you sign up for Dreamscape today. Bye.